so excited. I've seen Teri and interacted with Teri on LinkedIn for a while now, so it's really exciting to have her on and hear more about her background. So thank you. I guess the question I always like to start off with is how did you get into the roofing industry?
My husband worked for a small publishing company. I worked for the local utility department. So actually, we're in Boy Scouts. So our Scoutmaster had gotten into liquid applied roofing and asked Craig to come along. So in 2012, he took on a dual career. He kept the graphic design, he kept the computer, but the computer was on the rooftop. We decided in 2014 to begin homeschooling our children. That was a re-education for me because to teach them, I had to learn. As my children got older, I had more free time. My husband said, well, why don't you start making these discovery calls, which are the entry to the sales calls. Tats, the first one I called, they asked me for a quote, but I went on a meeting with my husband, and he's kind of like the project manager, sales director. That's what his role in the roofing company is. My husband began to talk to this architect about a building that was leaking. It was a metal building, and my husband gets the marker and he starts showing this architect what his problem was with this metal roof. My husband didn't even look at the roof. He knew what the problems were. That's when things really changed for me, Tats. This type of roofing is helpful. It can make a facility extend the life of their roof without having to break the bank. To run it all out, sum it all up, I've been doing this since 2019, and if I hadn't have journeyed down the homeschool path, I would have been a lot more frustrated than what I have been. And that's a journey that never ends. I don't know it all, and that's what's exciting about it. And so that's how my homeschooling world clashed with the roofing world.
You start off on discovery calls. So I'm just thinking, my situation, if I told my wife, hey, you want to make cold calls for our business, I don't think that would go well. How was the initial reaction to that conversation?
No, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this. And I hate rejection. But I know there's volumes of books on how to deal with rejection. There's a science to it. I don't have that whipped either, but no, I really rejected it, but I enjoy helping my husband. I enjoy, because helping him helped our family and helped the business grow.
Give me an example, or did you were like, why am I doing this? Like, one of the low points, what was that like?
Well, if you're talking homeschooling, it was probably a day where one of my sons, I'm just going to lay it all out there, Tats, one of my sons had been cheating. And homeschooling, he'd been cheating. But now as far as roofing, those are more recent memories. Mm-hmm. I have had people, when I call them, they act like they can't hear me. Because they think, well, that's a salesperson, or they hang up on you, or they, how'd you get my number?
Now, because your husband went into the roofing industry first, and from publishing, did you notice any differences in him going through, the roofing industry, and now that he's established in?
Yes, it was hard when he transitioned more of coming off the roof to getting into sales. That was hard for him. He lost the most sleep because he wanted to make sure that the roof was done right. Yeah, it was definitely a transition for him to step off and, first of all, to learn the roofing, learn the business, learn the grammar, ask the right questions, fit all the pieces in there together, and then train a crew.
Well, that's great, Teri. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing and being so open. So I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Tats. Appreciate it.